So, so that's a program that see, I'm getting chills just thinking about it now. I can't wait. It launches on August 14th, and I'll certainly send out some messaging to the website so everybody can check in on what that project looks like. So, what's the so what of all of this, right? I think that's what we're trying to get to, or I'm trying to get to. The so what is that I think that given what this intersection looks like, young folks, the media, the technology, this idea that there are these sort of like, really for youth radio, we're certainly recognizing this, but I think for other organizations as well, there's a new application of the literacy and of the sort of like technical skills to actually be directed into the community. I think for me, as I've come along, sometimes media literacy has been looked at something that happens at the school site that enhances sort of like the learning of young people within a standardized framework. I think what we're discovering more and more is that there's this very interesting area of work that happens outside of school and outside the community program. It happens in the community. It happens with young people taking these skills and applying them to creating community media assets or public service assets that somehow benefit the community through their ability to advocate for the change they need to have, or that serve as a way of informing and providing the impetus for the community to be organized around a particular issue. It's incredibly exciting to me. So there's the so what, and I guess the question I'm asking is what if? Now understand, I wasn't in youth radio, so I haven't gone through the youth radio curriculum. I've contributed to it. But my sort of like what's the new what question would be, and we've all heard this before, is it possible that media, news, and information literacy could be the new civics class? When I think back on what civics class looked like for me, right? That was a place where we memorized and regurgitated how the government worked. We didn't necessarily practice it. We didn't incubate new ideas about democracy. We didn't submit innovations to anyone about where we thought, or social innovation about where we thought things should be going. I mean, once a year we got to vote for the student body president. I was in San Francisco, so we could actually organize ourselves to march down to City Hall, protest budget cuts that were coming down to the schools. A little bit later on, we out there yelling about like divestment in South Africa, right? This opportunity that's out here in front of us now, afforded us by this intersection, is something I think dramatically different than what I experienced in my time in learning about how stuff works, how I can become involved and make a difference. It is power, pure power that is out here available for these young folks through these programs. And what is essential is the work that we do here. That's the way I see it. As a person who has relied upon the development of principles related to media literacy and news literacy and information literacy and all other kinds of literacies that can be developed, scientific literacy, nutritional literacy, health literacy. Those things are now converging in ways that I've not seen before. Maybe others are seeing this too. Maybe that should be a question that we should put on the keypad for our people to see. Interesting convergence. So, while some of this may be new and some of it may not be new, I think that this is really what brought me here and what brings me back to meetings such as this, namely that the idea that the work that we do can have such a fundamental effect on the development of young people, their health and well-being, and their communities, and that it's tangible. I'm standing at that intersection, and I'm seeing it happen out there, and it's starting to happen more and more. And for that, I actually want to thank this community. I want to thank everyone who's come here to put their brain juice on it, as we say at Youth Radio, to figure out how we can push it out and get even greater outcomes for that community, or those communities.